Hi, so in this video I wanted to show you guys this technique called metal wire crocheting, and these are some examples of this technique. A lot of the stuff that I'll be showing you guys in the video is covered in your handout, so make sure to read through this when I hand them to you in class. And this technique is used by an artist called Ruth Asawa. They make really big installation work with this technique, and it is a really interesting technique if you want to work big. And I have some suggested artists in your handout as well that you can look and research into. So they're right here. And to start with, you are going to make some copper wire. You will be needing a tool to cut your wire, and I often would like to use these pliers to help me assist when I loop. It is sometimes hard for you to get your finger in there, so these are really handy to have. And then I use something that is in the shape of a rod, so anything. This is your solder pick that is in your tool rack that you can use. You can also use a pen, a pencil. You can also use a wood rod that we have in the bookstore. So there's a lot of options. I'm just going to use this because this is what you guys all have. And to start, you're going to start wrapping around the rod with your wire. You can also use these for making jump rings as well. So you don't necessarily need the fancy tool that we have in the tool room for making jump rings, but because we have it, I wanted to show you guys how to use it. And that is in the other video of soldering. So if you wanted to, if you ever forget, you can always get back to it by watching the video. And then all you have to do is you're going to wrap around the rod, continue wrapping around the rod. And I'm going to start with the rounded designs, and then I'll show you how to do the flat ones. They are very similar. So, and this is a fairly easy technique. You can also work on them at home. Okay, so I'm going to remove the rod, and then I am going to flat and spread the loops. Again, a lot of the stuff is on your handout, so please read them. And you're going to try to spread them as equal as possible, so you get equal shapes and sizes in your loops. So I'm spreading them equally out. And then for a round design, you are going to, on the end, I am going to just, so what I'll do is make a little hoop with it for the end. And then depending on the size of your loops, you can start with 6, 8, or more, and also depending on the shape that you want it to be. So I will be starting with 8. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then I am going to loop this in the end. So loop the 9th loop into the first loop. Then I will be continue looping. And if you want to increase your loops, you will be doing 2 and 1. So I'll be doing 2 and 1. And see how it's a bit hard for me to use my hands because it's such a small loop. I can use these to help assist. I do find these easier to use than a crochet needle because you do have more control. And you can also use this to adjust the shape of your loops. So see how this shape is warped now? I can actually go in there and kind of adjust this with the pliers. I can also use the other ones. This one, I have masking tape wrapped around it to protect the metal wire, because if you do it like what I was doing, like I didn't have masking tape around it, it will leave marks on your wire. So a good idea to protect your pliers with masking tape so that there is protection for your wires. And then to increase, I do 2 and 1. Just if you want your shape to stay the same, then you will just be doing 1 and 1. And right now, because I want a slow increase, I'm going to do 2 and 1, 1 and 1, and then 2 and 1. So I'm going to skip and increase, skip and increase. And you can adjust this based on how you want your design to be. And right now I'm pretty much just freestyling, so yeah. And you can make some samples before you start working on your actual piece, so you can, start to get a hang of how much an increase will it make if you do 3-in-1 and then do 2-in-1 and then 3-in-1, and if you do 2-in-1, 1-in-1, 1-in-1, and 2-in-1. So you can compare that by making little samples. So right now is 1-in-1, 2-in-1, 1-in-1, 2-in-1, 1-in-1, 2-in-1, 1-in-1, and 2-in-1. And do you see that increase in the shape? And then you just continue this, continue looping. And if you want it to decrease, you will be doing 2-in-1. So I'll show you how to decrease. So you put in 1, and then you are going to do 2-in-1, but the other way around. Do you see the difference? So, and then we're going to do it again to show you the difference. So you're going to do 2-in-1. Okay. So now you've learned how to do this technique. I will show you how to make the flat ones. So I'm going to cut this, and I'm going to show you how to make flat ones. And if you needed more loops, then all you have to do is continue wrapping. So I would just, continue wrapping and make more loops. Very easy. So start wrapping. And you want to make sure that you're going in the same direction as previously. So see how they're in the same direction? But it's not a really big deal if you went on the wrong direction, but it is a good idea to try and work on the same direction. And see how this is not rounded anymore? I can just go in there and make it round by using these. I protect this for the jump ring demo, so it's not the best. It is not the best shape for this technique, but just going to show you since it's just a demo. You get the idea. See how if I go in there with these, it doesn't harm the metal. It doesn't harm the metal wire. And I'm going to show you how to make a flat sheet. So to make a flat sheet, you are going to just fold this and start looping again. See that loop? Exactly the same as you would for rounded designs, except that you will make a little fold here. And if you don't like the shape of the fold, you can always go in and change it with your pliers. Okay, so see how this is done. And again, you can increase and decrease with the same technique. So it's fairly easy. And if you want to end this design, all you have to do is stretch up and you're going to fold down, just to make sure that it doesn't, undo itself. I've seen other techniques of ending the loops, but most of them will require a crochet needle, so I'm going to show you this one. So this is how you would end or make a stop to it. This one specifically, I didn't fold down because I kind of like the design this way, and it doesn't undo itself as easy as you think. So it is also okay to stay like this. And this one I folded down to show you guys as an example of how you would end. And you can also stretch this out a little if you want more lines and less loop. So see how I'm equally stretching this out? I can do that. So it really depends on how you want your design to be. And to end this is exactly the same as you would when you start. You're going to cut, and using pliers, you're going to make a little loop. You do not need to be handed in any examples. So it is just for you to watch and learn if that's something interesting to you. If not, there's nothing to be handed in.